If you're thinking about moving to Orlando, Florida, odds are you've probably already given a lot of thought to the fact that you're going to be living near one of the most magical places on earth, Disney World. Now, you're also going to be living near all the other theme parks that we have here. I mean, Orlando is a major tourist destination for that reason. But here's the thing, I get questions all the time, primarily about Disney, like how close can I live to Disney? Well, believe it or not, there are places here in Orlando where you can live so close to Disney that you can actually see the fireworks every night after dinner. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Horizon West, which is a community that is well connected to the greater Orlando area. We'll take a look at exactly where it is, what are some of the retail options and amenities in the entire area, and of course, we'll be taking a look at the neighborhoods. Before we get into all the amazing retail and communities that really make this area come alive, let's go ahead and hop over to the map to see exactly where this place is. Okay, so here you have Horizon West on the map. Just wanted to give you an idea of exactly where it's located. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out real quick and just show you exactly where it is in reference to the greater Orlando metro. So again, this is Horizon West right here. It's this dotted line. You have downtown Orlando right here. Here you have basically a 22-minute drive to downtown Orlando. It's very close by. You're very well connected to the greater Orlando area, especially downtown. You have access to all that. As far as the airport goes, maybe a 30-minute drive, if that. So it's not too far. If you're a frequent flyer, it's not going to be too crazy far. Most people think about Disney World, they think of Magic Kingdom, right? So it's showing about 15 minutes. Here's the thing. I mean, this is just the center of Horizon West. All the way over here, you can see that this is all still Horizon West community. And from any of these areas, just to show you, I mean, you're not, you're less than 10 minutes away from the Magic Kingdom. You're going to see fireworks every night, people. I'm telling you right now that this can easily be an afternoon every other night if you wanted to. And then, of course, you have all the other shopping in the area that's associated with Disney, all the other resorts, everything else has to do with Walt Disney World. So again, this is a well-situated place for those who are huge fans of Disney World and still want to be connected to the greater Orlando area while not being really in the touristy spots. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what are some of the retail options for everyone who lives over out in Horizon West. Hey everyone, right now I'm over at Horizon West. Just driving through the area. I wanted to go ahead and get a lot of footage and a lot of video just to be able to show you exactly what this area looks like, give you a good feel, good understanding for just the community environment, the location, all of it, so that way when you're coming into town or checking out the area, you can have a good sense of what's already there. You're not completely confused or lost. So the first stop is Hamlin right here. I'm just driving around just to give you a view of the plaza. So essentially, really what they mostly have here is a lot of eating, dining, entertainment options, which is pretty great. I mean, they do have their retail, they have their Walmart over there, they have a grocery store, they have a Publix, which is very beautiful. I think it's one of the nicer Publix in the area. But yeah, this shopping center, this plaza, this area, for one, I think the first thing I want to note is the aesthetic of the area. It's just very nice, a bit different than what you find in the majority of places here in Orlando. So that's something that's neat. If that's something that you're attracted to, then it'll definitely make you feel like you're living somewhere that's special, somewhere that's very nice. But Hamlin, in of itself, honestly, is much more situated for just kind of hanging out, getting food, getting a beer, getting, taking the kids out, spending time with family, spending time with friends. You'll see that there are a lot of options for that. Now, that's not to say that that's all that there is here. There's actually a lot more than there is than just that. I mean, you got like a FedEx. I mean, you have a dog grooming area. You have your AT&T, Verizon stores, all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much what this spot is. So, I mean, if you live very close, and there are plenty of communities that are just like, you can almost walk here. It's that close. I wouldn't recommend that here in Florida. Again, Florida is not super pedestrian friendly all the time. Or at least here in Orlando, it's not always super pedestrian friendly, but you can walk, you can definitely get here by walking. So that can definitely be an option for you. But the point being that it's close. It's very close to where people live already. So this can easily be a spot to just, spend the afternoon, spend a Friday night. That is if you're not going to Disney, because of course, Disney is 10 minutes away. It's not far at all, because I'll tell you right now, at least in Hamlin, I definitely wouldn't say that there's a lot of shopping for clothes, for example, right? I mean, again, you do have the Walmart, which you can do, but at least when it comes to like shopping and that kind of retail, you're probably going to have to head closer to Winter Garden in order to be able to accomplish that side of things. Okay, so right now I'm over at the Exchange in Winter Garden, and if you're going to be living out over at Horizon West, odds are this will be probably where you go to for the majority of your retail needs. And I'm talking specifically about like clothes. So for example, like a Target or even a Home Goods, things for the home, Best Buy, things like that, Old Navy. This will be probably the shopping center that you'll probably get more familiar with. It's not too far from the majority of homes over in the area. I mean, maybe 10 minutes, 15 at most. I mean, obviously, depending what side of Horizon West you're coming from or how the traffic is looking, this will be where you're heading to. Okay, so there you have a couple of the retail options that are available for residents that live over at Horizon West. I did want to mention though that the truth is you can easily head over to Disney Springs. Disney Springs really has a lot to offer as well when it comes to retail. I mean, they have a bunch of dining in that area, tons of shopping. I mean, it is a little bit more upscale, so that's something to think about when you go down there, and it's very, very touristy. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, it's a great place to hang out with your family. It's right in the Disney property, and really there is a ton to do there just with that one area alone. So there's also this last smaller shopping center that's really close to the Ovation area. Further south, it's really, very close to Disney. In fact, Disney had a pretty large role in developing it, and that's Flamingo Crossing. It is definitely very beautiful. It is like a miniature Disney Springs. It has a mini Target, and I mean, it has plenty of retail in the area. And the cool thing about it is that it's still coming together. They are really building a lot. It's already fairly developed. It has plenty of retail, shopping, dining in that shopping center, but it really has also a lot more that is to come. So you get a little bit of both, the excitement of things already being established in there, and you'll also have the opportunity to enjoy the things that are coming down the road. Now let's go ahead and get into some of the real estate of the area. So there are some things that you really should take note and understand about Horizon West. One of the key things is the fact that there is just simply a ton of variety. There are different price points, a variety of different neighborhoods that have their own different culture and style. And not only that, but just different types of homes, from bungalows, townhomes to single family homes, even lakeside homes. Now we'll be going over some of the communities that are over in Horizon West, just to give you an idea of, and give you an example of what some of them look like. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned before, the variety is so great that really the best way to find the perfect community, the perfect spot for you, is to really just reach out. Feel free to give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'm always getting people reaching out, and I love chatting with you all and really learning about you and your family and what things really would make you feel at home. So again, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to get to know you and really be able to help you find a place that you can call home. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the communities that we went through. So right now I'm over at Horizon West, and I'm visiting one of the newer communities that's still selling. I believe they just opened up one of their brand new phases. They should be here for a few more years. It's built out by D.R. Horton. The name of the neighborhood is Waterley. And I just simply wanted to just kind of drive through and give you an idea of exactly what's in the area, what's in this neighborhood, what the amenities look like, so that way you can have a good understanding and feel for what a typical newer construction community is. I mean, this area, Horizon West, I mean, it just does not have a shortage of new homes, new construction to buy. And I mean, there is quite a variety and quite a bit of range from, almost no custom, right? You get the home as it is, to there being a lot more customization in them. So, I mean, you have your Toll Brothers, your MI Homes, your Meritage, you have your, obviously you have DR Horton. There are plenty on this side of town, and really to figure out which one would suit you best and which one would be a good fit for you. Definitely I would recommend reaching out, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, ask your questions, a good conversation, just with a couple minutes, it's easy to start, at least giving you an idea of what the areas are like and what the builders are like. Now, most people I talk to, they do their research. They already know what kind of builder, what kind of style of home they have. What often happens is that, or at least I try to do is at least, create room for options just in case, that there might be something that could be potentially a better fit. Because again, there's just so many of them. And that's not including even the resale side of things. So that's just something for you to consider. a great way to make sure that you are represented is to, a lot of these builders, they have rules that to follow, and I definitely, make sure that I do follow those rules that they have in place, is that they want buyers to come in and visit the first time with them. Not too hard. I mean, it's just pretty straightforward. I have a lot of good relationships with the sales associates here. So, that way, you can make sure you're represented. You have someone on your side that's, really giving you the entire picture, not just on one community or one builder, but all the ones that are around. That way you have a full, complete understanding of what's available for you. Now, let's go ahead and take a quick look at exactly what's here in this community, so that at least you have an idea of at least what one of the new construction communities look like. All right, so as I drive through the neighborhood, obviously, there's plenty of, homes here that are already established. You can see that a good portion of this community has already been built out, which is pretty nice, because a lot of the communities in the area, especially the new construction ones, right now, they're just, most of them are just still dirt. There's just not really anything in there. So, it's just going to come down to what kind of appetite you have and what kind of expectations you have or like to see happen. Are you okay with being the first home on the lot and just having, basically sand as your, or dirt as your neighbor for a good time frame, and then also having to deal with the construction? Or would you rather move into a neighborhood that maybe is a little bit further along as far as the new construction goes, and maybe you can be the last home on a particular phase, or even if you are one of the early ones in any particular phase, you can still benefit from the fact that, hey, a lot of the amenities are already there. There's a lot of stuff that's built around it that I can take advantage of, whether it's retail, groceries, any essential services that you might be looking for. So that's something to think about. But again, I definitely wouldn't shy away from resales. There are plenty of, Horizon West is very large, and it has, these different areas that, are just, there's just a lot of variety, as far as, what's available for homes. You have homes that were built as early as 2013, 2014. You have plenty of homes, especially during our the greater Orlando area's growth spurt. You have homes built throughout the 2000s, 2017, 2018, plenty of neighborhoods that are like that, that are already well established and already on the market. They're already selling. So that way you have an idea of what's out there for you to buy. So that way you can get a little bit more familiar. Now, the great thing is that, all of these schools, for these homes are in Orange County. So if the schools in this area definitely are highly rated, there's some of the better schools in the greater Orlando area. So if that's a concern for you, then, it's hard to miss in Horizon West. It really is. But with that said, let's keep exploring the neighborhood. As you can see here, all this here, it's already established. You can even see that it has fairly mature landscape already. The trees are fairly well grown. You have oak trees that are really starting to tower and provide some of that greatly needed shade here in Florida. Some of the newer spots probably won't have as much landscape that's developed, of course. Now, at least in this neighborhood, I know for a fact, after talking to the sales associate at the sales center, she did let me know that, you can see the fireworks. I get asked that question all the time, whether you can see the fireworks over here at Horizon West. And yes, 100%, you can see them here at night. You can enjoy all of that. There are plenty of great views. Not just the fireworks, but there's also the lakes that are all around here. You got plenty of amazing views, a lot of green spaces still, a lot of trees still out here. And one of the unique things I do want to point out about Horizon West, something that I love and enjoy, is that just the hills. Everyone I talk to, that's the first thing that they bring up. There are just so many hills. This area is very hilly, especially if they're from Orlando. If you're from Orlando, you know that Florida's flat. There really isn't, there aren't too many hills as far as the area is concerned. But you get to this side of town and suddenly, guess what? You get more hills, which is pretty cool, pretty interesting. It does make it feel like you're almost in a whole nother world, a whole nother city, a whole nother state, which, I think is pretty cool. Many of the people that are coming from areas that are more hilly, whether, you're coming from Colorado, you're coming from California, or you're coming up further north here on the East Coast, where you do have plenty of hills, you'll probably feel a little bit more at home in this area for sure. You'll definitely feel like, wow, okay, we still got hills, it's not flat. I think that sometimes, we'll get people that come in from outside of town and they're used to hills, and they'll be like, everything's flat here. It's just like all level surface. And sometimes, for them that's a little bit boring, not, there's not a whole lot of like excitement when it comes to that. But again, like I said, this side of town, you definitely won't be short on any hills. Again, no mountains, nothing like that. That's too crazy. But definitely, you get a bit of a different landscape for sure. All right. So right now, I just wanted to give you a good idea of what a typical neighborhood in the area looks like. Now, this is a little bit of a newer neighborhood, not completely brand new. I'd say the average build time frame for the homes in this particular neighborhood, Orchid Hills, is around, I'd say 2017 or so, late teens really. But the big thing about Horizon West really is the fact that you have different areas, different villages that are really have their own distinct nature, distinct neighborhoods and offerings, while maintaining a lot of what makes Horizon West just kind of one unique area altogether. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a quick look. I'm just going to drive around and just showcase the neighborhood so you can see for yourself. They have a mix of different kinds of homes. You have townhomes, of course. You have single family homes. You have some of the bungalows are also available in the overall area. So it's just really going to come down to, again, once more, taste and preferences. What are the things that you're really looking for in a home? What's the price point? Those things you really, matter, and they factor into where you end up, how far you are from shopping, how far you are from Disney, which is really one of the big draws to Horizon West, is the fact that, depending where you are, you're looking at maybe 15, 20 minutes at most if there's a lot of traffic. But some areas are so close to Disney that, you could just see the fireworks every night. So, if that's the kind of magical living you're looking for, you're going to find it in this area. The Bridgewater area, is a little bit older than a lot of the parts in Horizon West. So a great advantage there is that you'll get somewhat of a lower price point on some of the homes because of the fact that they are older. And then you'll also get just a lot more mature landscapes. So if you're looking for, large, oak trees that are a little bit more grown into the neighborhood, offering a little bit more shade, giving that kind of like just a much more mature looking neighborhood, you're gonna get that in the Bridgewater area. So that's something to consider. Now, obviously, there are other areas to Horizon West that you can definitely check out. They have different things that make them unique. So that definitely is something that you may want to consider when you're looking to live out here. Now, if you like that master plan community, odds are you'll probably want to watch this video here next, where I go over another amazing master plan community that is very popular here in the greater Orlando area.